One thing I really like about math is that there's oftentimes more than one way to find the correct answer. On this channel, I've already talked about long division, and I have a video you can find right up here. However, in today's video, we're going to be tackling long division from another angle. We're going to be looking at the area model. Now, you may already be familiar with the area model when it comes to multiplication. However, I'm here to tell you can also use the area model for long division. So today I'll be showing you 3 different ways you can use the area model for long division in hopes that one of them is easier for you to understand. Now, although they are pretty similar, there are some differences, so try not to get them confused. But before we jump into our 3 different ways of doing the area model, there's some definitions that you have to make sure you understand first. Now, whenever we're talking about long division, you're going to have the following 3 things: a dividend, a divisor, and a quotient. Your quotient is just going to be your answer. Your divisor is what you're dividing by, and your dividend is what you are dividing. So let's say you have the question 100 divided by 5, and they're saying, what does that equal? Well, your dividend is going to be your 100. Your divisor is going to be your 5, and your quotient is going to be whatever that answer was. Now, this is going to be true for any type of division you're going to be doing. It doesn't matter if you're using the area model or not, you're going to have a dividend, a divisor, and a quotient. You may even have a remainder, but we're not going to be talking about remainders here. So now that we've talked about our definitions, let's tackle the same question in 3 different ways using our area models. The first version of the area model that I'm going to show you is what I refer to as the build-a-box version. And the reason being is we're going to start with one box and we're going to add more boxes as we need it. And you'll see what I'm talking about once we get started. Now, the aim of this version is to give you a laser focus, so you don't get confused by having too much in front of you at any particular time. There's an emphasis on one box at a time. So once you're done with one box, you're going to add another box if necessary, and then another box if necessary. So the question we're going to be solving is 426 divided by 3. And we're going to set it up in this fashion. Your dividend is going to be inside your box. Your divisor is going to be over here, and we're going to put our quotient right up here. Now, this is going to be a little bit different from what you do with multiplication. Remember, your multiplication, you put in your numbers up here, and then you're going to be pretty much finding your answer inside the box. We're going to be flipping that. Whenever we're doing long division, your dividend actually goes in the box, and your answer goes on top. So now that we set this up, let's jump into our long division. Let's start with our first number, our 4. How many groups of 3 can you get when you're breaking up 4? If you're trying to break up the number 4 into groups of 3, you're only going to be able to get one group out of that. So we're going to put that 1 right up here. Now we have to multiply. That's going to be your next step. Once you figure out how many groups you're going to have, you have to multiply this number by your divisor. And that goes right there. However, we have a bunch of unused numbers here. So for every unused number, we're going to put a 0. And for every 0 we put here, we're going to put the same amount of zeros. Now that we have everything covered, we're going to subtract. What do you get when you subtract 300 from 426? Well, this is going to be 126. Now we get into why we call this the build-a-box method. You see, we focus just on what's in this box. Now that we're done with this box, we need another box. So we're going to take this number and start a brand new box. So it's going to go right here, 126, and we're going to put it in its brand new box here. And we do the same exact thing that we did over here, except we're focusing on this number now. So we're going to look at this first number here. How many groups of 3 can you get out of this 1 here? Well, you can't get any. So instead of looking at just the 1, we're going to be looking at the 12 now. How many groups of 3 can you get out of this 12? If you're trying to break 12 up to groups of 3, how many groups would you get? Well, you're going to get 4 groups. Now, once you know how many groups, you have to multiply by your divisor. So 4 times 3 is going to be what? What do you get when you multiply 4 by 3? Well, you're going to get 12. We have an unused number here. Well, what do we do with our unused numbers? We put a 0 over them. And For every 0 we put 1 down here. Now we do our subtraction, and we're going to get 6 when we subtract 120 from 126. Now, how do you know when you need another box? Well, you're going to need another box whenever you have something that's not 0. That wasn't 0, and this is not 0. So every time you get something that's not 0, you're going to need another box. So we take this and we're going to put it up here. And we're going to give it its own box here. And we do the same exact thing all over again. So we have this 6, and we're trying to figure out how many groups of 3 can we get out of this 6? Well, we have 2 groups of 3. And if we were to multiply this 2 by the divisor, what would you get? You're going to get 6. Now, do we have any unused numbers? No. So we're not going to put any zeros anywhere here because we used up all the numbers. We're just going to move on to our subtraction. What do you get when you subtract 6 from 6? A 0. So we have a 0 here. Are we going to need another box? No, we can stop there. Our Build-A-Box has built out 2 additional boxes to help us finish our problem. But are we truly done? What's our answer? What's the quotient? We have 3 numbers up here. What are we going to do to find our answer? Well, we have to add these. So what do you get when you do 100 plus 40 plus 2? What's the answer? Well, the answer is going to be 142. This is going to be our quotient. So whenever we're dividing 426 by 3 using the Build-A-Box version, we're going to have it set up in this fashion. And when you add up the quotients, the final quotient is going to be 142. So let's look at the next version and see if we're going to get the same exact answer. We should, but we're going to do it a slightly different way. This version of the area model is something I call the full layout. Now, this is slightly different from what we just saw. You see 3 boxes here already. That's why I call it the full layout. We're going to be breaking this up pretty similar to how you did in your multiplication using the area model, right? You see you're breaking up to the hundreds, your tens, and your singles, your ones, right? We're going to be pretty much doing that, except we're going to be putting it inside the box instead of outside the box like you would for multiplication. So this is the full layout version where you lay out everything. Now the benefit of this is that you see pretty much where you're going to be going. However, you don't have a singular focus, but you do see everything that you're going to potentially have here. You're going to have a single box for every placeholder, so you know there is nothing left after you pass this 6. If you do not have a 0 at the end of this right here, you're going to most likely have a remainder. So this pretty much gives you a roadmap for what your problem is going to look like. So let's get started. We're going to do pretty much the same thing that we did in the previous version. We're going to start here and look at this 4. Now this 4, we're going to try to break it up into groups of 3 again. How many groups of 3 do you get? You get 1. 1 times 3 gives you what? 1 times 3 gives you a 3. And we have some unused numbers here. So you're going to put those zeros there, just like you did before. Remember, they're pretty similar, but they're still a little different. Now for every 0 you put up there, you put 1 down here. And we're going to subtract. Same kind of stuff. 400 minus 300 gives us 100. However, here's where we do something a little different. We have 100 here. That means we need to add this to whatever's already in this box. So this box starts with a 20. However, we have something here that we have to add to it. So the first thing we do is add what's in this box to this box. This is going to be 120 now. So once you've added your number to this box, this is going to be your focus. So let's start on this box, and we're going to start here. We're not starting at 20. We're going to be starting here. Now, if you have a 0 here, you don't add anything to the next box. You just keep it going. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. But whenever you do have something other than 0, make sure you're adding it to the next box. So we're going to start here. How many times do you break up this 1 into groups of 3? You can't do that. So instead of looking at just the 1, how about the 12? Well, that's going to be 4, right? 4. And 4 times 3 is 12. And we have an unused 0 here, right? So we're going to put a 0. And for every 0, we're going to put another 0. And then we subtract. Now that we're subtracting 120 from 120, what do we get? 0. And what I just say, if you have a 0, you don't add anything to the next box. And that's because adding 0 is not going to change anything. So you don't even have to worry about that step. You're just going to start here. So once again, we had 100 here, so we added 100 to this box. We have a 0 here, so we're not going to add anything to this box. But we're going to start here and see how many groups of 3 do we get from this 6. We have a 2. 2 times 3, 6. Subtract it, you get a 0. Now remember, this 0 doesn't mean you stop here. The full layout tells you how far you're going. You don't go any further than this one. So you got 0 twice, but you had to keep going. That's the full layout for you. It gives you the roadmap on where you're supposed to be going so you don't stop early. But we're not done. You still have to add across the tops. So what do you get when you do 100 plus 40 plus 2? Once again, that's 142, which was the same quotient we got with the last version. That means our Build-A-Box version is going to be equivalent to our full layout version, which is good because we want them to give us the same exact answer. So let's look at one more version and see if we get the same exact answer. And I'm hoping that one of these versions is going to be easy enough for you to understand so that you can get the answer every time. This last version is something I refer to as the abbreviated layout. And that's because unlike your full layout where you write out everything, the abbreviated layout, you're going to be writing out an abbreviated version. So you still have your roadmap. You're going to have 3 different boxes here, but you're not writing nearly as much. You're pretty much using shorthand to do the same exact thing you did in the previous version. So instead of having your 400 here, you have a 4 as a representation. Instead of your 20, you have a 2, and instead of just a 6, well, I guess it's still just a 6. And the benefit of this version is you have a lot less writing you have to do, and you can still get the same exact answer. So we're going to start with this 4. How many groups of 3 do you get out of the 4? You get 1. And 1 times that 3, 3. Subtract, you're going to have 1. So now that we have this 1, we're going to be doing something a little bit different than the previous version. And that's because this 4 is really supposed to be a stand-in for 400, and this 2 is a stand-in for 20. We're not going to simply add it because that's going to give us the wrong answer. What you do is you take whatever number is here and you quite literally write it in front. Write it in front. All you do is write it in front. So we just drop it right there. That's all you have to do. Now you're going to start with this. How many groups of 3 do you get out of 12? Well, you get 4. And 4 times that 3 is 12, right? And you subtract and you get a 0. Now, once again, you can, just for good practice, although this doesn't do anything, just drop it there. Drop it. 0, 6, which is just going to be 6. So what do you get when you're trying to break that into groups of 3? You get a 2. Now, 2 times that 3 is 6. Subtract, and you get a 0. Now, you also may be tempted to add across your tops. However, you don't have to do that for this abbreviated layout because this is your quotient. Your 142 is already laid out just for you when you do this version. So you see, this is a lot less writing than the full layout, but you can't necessarily do the same exact steps. There are some similarities, but there are also some differences. So make sure you don't get confused. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something today. And if you did, be sure to leave a like and hit the subscribe button. See you again next week.